Hello, if we've never met before, my name is Rachel and I like to channel messages for the collective as well as my own healing. I have gone through a lot of difficult lessons at somewhat of young ages, and I had a lot of work to become happy and healthy no matter what my external circumstances might be. And I think all of that can really help other people. I've learned a lot of hard things in difficult ways, so that's what I wanted to share today is how can you be unshakable? How can you be happy no matter what is happening around you or externally or in your environment, whether it is micro environment, macro environment. So one of my mentors on this journey has been Tony Robbins, who around my birthday now, it's my birthday's in 10 days, but in the last 6 years since COVID, he's done the like an event from home, basically a free event. So that's coming up. But on one astrological website, knowyourdestinycards.com, I highly recommend. But that kind of tells you what you're here to do as a soul. And me and him are the same one. And basically it's like, as a soul, you're here to end a major cycle in your development, and that is a lot of negative thinking up until this point, so you still kind of have it, but all of that like work and learning and the chapters you're closing should go on to share a lot of information with a lot of people, and I can really resonate with that. So that's on my heart today, as well as I know that we're very much conditioned into a lot of things. So just like 2 nights ago, someone that I've known for a couple of years, they're younger than me, and was like, everyone my age is getting a house or married, and I'm 10 years older, and that's what a lot of people, do. That's what's very conditioned into us, no matter what age we are. Get a house, get a relationship. And so then if you don't have that, it's like, oh, well, am I not enough? Like, am I not successful? Or if you do get all those things and they fall apart, then people feel like failures. So, right? I mean, sure, you take steps to get to those things if that's what you want, but what if you don't even want that? What if that's not what's going to make you happy? I don't think I would be happy in a marriage right now, just from what I know about myself and the things I've gone through. So if I forced myself to do it, that wouldn't make me happier, right? So that's one thing to be very aware of, is how much of what you believe you should be doing is conditioning versus how much what do you really want to experience in your life. I can only speak from personal examples. So again, another personal example is when I was got out of college, like a year in, maybe, I thought, I want to become a digital nomad so I can have my own business and travel wherever I want to. And I don't know, I think part of me still wants that freedom, but it would feel almost pressure now to I have to move around all the time. That's not really what I want anymore. I want to feel more like I have a secure base. And that changed because of, things I went through and experienced. Another kind of main key principle in this philosophy that I do have now, well, there's 2 other things I'll touch on, but my Buddhist practice that I found, again, maybe a year out of college, it's Nichiren Buddhism, and that's kind of the main philosophy. Like, you become shakeable and happy no matter what happens around you. A core, foundation in Buddhism is that suffering is a part of life. So suffering is the path to happiness, is the path to enlightenment, is the path to nirvana. In the Christian word, it would probably be heaven, right? So overcoming any challenge or problem that you can is actually the path to happiness. And if I do look back on the things I've gone through, that is very true, right? Because I can be talking about this video now. All the stuff that I thought would happen or I wanted to happen, or, again, all that stuff. Like, I never got asked to prom. I didn't have a boyfriend till I was older. I was the one in the relationship that wanted to be more physical when it's usually like the man that's not getting the intimacy that he wants. Like, bunch of other stuff that's happened in my life. It's kind of against the grain of what, quote, should happen. So if I played into all that, I wouldn't be very happy. But the other thing that I wanted to touch on is I had, at 25 and 26, 2 twin flame journeys and experiences. Again, that's getting thrown around a lot right now, but I can speak from my truth and experience. The whole purpose of that connection is for each individual to become who they came here to be. So again, the very conditioned sense, if you and someone, you unconditionally love each other, or 2 people love each other, they should be in a relationship, right, that looks a certain way, like you live together, you blah blah blah. Well, that's not true. That's not what I've experienced. What I experienced was, wow, okay, that feels like the person that's home, that's my greatest teacher, that's my, everything kind of in a person, but they're your shadow half. So both of them brought up like rejection, abandonment, betrayal. So going back to the main message of becoming happy no matter what happens externally, I've experienced now those really deep wounds and sorrows of feeling rejected, abandoned, and betrayed. And just sitting with those and being very present to them has allowed me to love myself more. And again, what most people do is they push those feelings away, so they numb them with smoking or food or other dopamine kind of spikes, or just avoiding them. But those just continue to fester in your body and they still hang out. So if you just face them, in order to heal, you need to feel, right? Feeling the pain of those and just sitting with them and crying with them and yelling and screaming or stomping or whatever I had to do. Now I don't really feel abandoned or rejected or betrayed. I might have, just a fleeting moment of it, but it's not like because I'm afraid of those feelings that I don't take certain action steps. So that's the way, not that you have to have a twin flame, but just feeling all of your feelings and not running away from them. That's how you become happy, or at least content, no matter what's happening externally. Because again, you can only control yourself. So if you have tried to control, much like I did when I was younger, like I was very organized, very planner, like here's how this is gonna go. And it didn't. I mean, it served me until, I don't know, probably getting through high school, and then college in my 20s was all of this just blowing up. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't think any of these things would happen. That kind of showed me, okay, well, what can I control, right? What action steps can I take? And then life is also going to happen, so how can I be in the flow of that and just react to something when it happens, instead of being very upset that it didn't go a certain way. Another great example, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I was having a good morning, and I was in St. Paul, like bringing sneakers to recycle to a store, and then I walked back to my car and I slipped on ice and I broke my arm. So I was super mad because I've been working out for 2 months, and now this feels super sidelined. So I didn't plan for that, right? Like, you can have the plan, you can be careful. I saw people running on the ice that morning. I'm never gonna run on ice. That just seems like I would break more bones, right? And again, those first couple days I was really, really, really upset and anxious and worried and not in a good place. But now, because I felt all of that, I can feel on the other side, like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? My priority right now is healing this, so getting a lot of rest and nutrition and sleep. And then after that, I'll just continue to pick up where I left off, which it sucks. But if my happiness, only rode on, oh, well, I need to be working out right now, well, I wouldn't be very happy, right? I would not be able to do much of anything. So that's another kind of aspect of Buddhism, right, is non-attachment. So our suffering comes from attachment. It comes from, well, this is how it needs to be, right? Like, this is how my job needs to go, or I need to climb the ladder to get where I want to be, or a relationship has to look a certain way, or, you know, only if my body looks and feels a certain way can I blah, blah, blah. So I think, I mean, there is kind of a balance. I'm a Libra moon. I love balance. I strive for it. I don't know if it's possible, but it is something that I will continue, you know, I think my whole entire life in this life is balance in all ways. And at different points in my life, that is going to look different, right? Because right now I slept 10 plus hours last night, right, healing this. Some people are like, oh, get less sleep to do whatever, but sleep is very, very important to me. Like, I know I'm not my best self if I don't get enough sleep. So that's something I'll always value and, you know, really care about for me. But for someone, it might be a little bit different. Again, if you want to get to the point kind of that I have done of like just eating much more clean, you know, that took a lot of time, but now it's just a part of my daily routine every single day. I also talk a lot about, you know, overcoming anxiety and depression in natural ways. So a lot of that is diet and healing my gut and healing my nervous system. So all those steps I took over time has gotten me to this point now where I have a body that can be more resilient in life stressors. And again, there were lots of points in my life where that didn't feel like the case. Like, I just felt physically not my best a lot because of how much stress I carried around and not having coping strategies and skills and tools. So overall, if you want to become happy, your healthiest self, no matter what happens externally, you really have to focus on daily action steps you can take to create the life that you want, that aligns with your values. I very much value freedom. So what does that look like on a daily basis, right? Again, nutrition, movement, sleep are really important to me. Career-wise, money-wise, what do I need to do to have more of that freedom? I don't know, if you really value, I don't know, what do people value? Whatever you really value, you know, if it's travel, okay, well, can you find a job that allows you to travel? Or can you take, you know, a 4-week sabbatical and travel with an organization? You know, maybe you're just in the research stage of that. Or if you value service and volunteering and giving back, you know, how can you fit that into your schedule right now, even if it's really packed? Do you bring family members with you? Do you set boundaries and say, hey, I need to do this? Or do you find a job that cares about volunteering and giving back and service also, right? So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you need anything or if you want to work with me one-on-one. I help people create happier, healthier lives, help them become more empowered and just have a better life. You know, transformation takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. But I truly, the sustainable way is teeny tiny changes. So I love to just help people come up with a plan that feels really, really good to them and aligned. And it's so fun. Whether we use oracle cards or spirit guides, your own inner wisdom and truth will always come out. It's really fun to do. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope to see you soon. And yeah, I'll see you later.